morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Friday. Good morning, Chris, Greasy, Max, Will, Tony, Benton, Enrico. Good morning, y'all. Good to see you. This could be an interesting day. I have some sell side liquidity down here. I got some minor buy side. The market's traded actually pretty well. Let's see what happens here. But let me go ahead and hop right into it. To my analysis, I'm trying to start like right at 9:30, maybe a few minutes before. And here we go. We had our open down week. So we should see a low and a close somewhere. So let's see if we get a, what do we do here? Do we make a low? Do we go down, push further, and then come up? What do we do? The daily chart here, what I'm looking at on the daily chart, all this imbalance, we did finally come down through it. I knew we would at some point, and we finally have. The last thing we have here, well, not last thing, but the next thing, we still have this volume imbalance. We did trade through it, but that's also a weekly volume imbalance. And I marked this discount wick right here. I want to see what happens if we come down into it. Now, if we do keep dropping, I have this swing low that I'm watching, and I have this swing low. Then this wick, I'd want to see how we act inside it as well. But I'm not fully convinced yet that we just come down there. So we'll see. If we do just keep going down, then I'll come back to that. But on the 4-hour chart, we do have a couple of fair value gaps here. We have this one, and we did create this inversion from yesterday. So traded through it, took this low. We are pushing down. So we'll see. Do we get past this area, or do we pull up to here first? It's kind of what I'm looking at on the 4-hour. Let's drop down to the 1-hour. The 1-hour, a little bit interesting. We do have, if you look way over here to the left, we do have a fair value gap that we're hitting right now. So I did want to mark that just to see how we react in it. On the, if you look here, where those 4-hour gaps are, we do have the 1-hour fair value gaps. So I do have this one marked because we used the midpoint of it right here. Came down and dropped. We have an inversion right here. And we have a little fair value gap right here. So I'm watching that to see if this area holds up, and if we push up into here, what do we do in this area right here? It's kind of what I'd be watching. Looking at the 15-minute. Looking at the 15-minute here, we have the London range. There's not anything really truly obvious for me on the 15-minute, but we do have the London range here. Here's where that 1-hour fair value gap is. There's the midnight opening, and the low of that daily fair value gap that we've come down through is right there. So we'll see. What I did have on the 15-minute is a little bit of some sell side liquidity here with these relative equal lows, which we just took, and the long side. I mean, it traded pretty well, I'm not going to lie. Because back here, right here, we did have some relative equal highs in this area. This wick, this bar right here took those out, dropped. You can see a fair value gap. Pulled up in it, dropped. Another fair value gap, pulled up in it, dropped through these lows. Another fair value gap, pulled back in it. Took these lows with this fair value gap, and it's been working its way in this fair value gap here. And now we're taking that sell side. So since we're taking this sell side, basically, like I said, I want to see what we do if we're going to, because we do have this 15-minute fair value gap right here that we've been working our price action inside it. So do we, now that we've taken this here, do we come back up and trade through this 15-minute fair value gap to try to, come up somewhere? I'm not fully convinced, so right now I'm a little more neutral. I just have some areas that I'm pretty much watching to see what price does in those areas. And of course this one with this 15-minute fair value gap. So from there, Let's drop down to a 5-minute. Here's that sell side, relative equal lows. Not really much buy side. Right here we have kind of, you'll see it better on the 1-minute chart. I just have it marked as a minor buy side in case the price does come up. I needed some areas to look for. Let's go to the 1-minute here. Zoom out. So this is what it's looking like on the 1-minute, where we took this, all this sell side here, and then we have somewhat a relative equal highs there. And I did notice this volume balance right here that we never touched. So if price, I'm not convinced price is going to go up, but if it does make its way up, I need areas to target. And everything looks like, I mean, it looks like we're going to come down, but this area right in here is where I kind of need to see what happens there. And we have a opening range gap here, which I knew we would have because I took a peek. We have a close there. We have our open right here. There we go. And I'm just going to be patient and wait. We do have 10 a.m. news, the consumer sentiment report. If it does come out, I believe it will. So we have to keep our eye out on that. Hey, Thomas, good to see you back. By the way, y'all, if y'all have not, hey, Oracle, David, if y'all are not in my Discord, I'm just letting y'all know right now, there's some great conversations that have been happening in there for the last few weeks. I mean, there typically is, but man, there's been some like solid golden nuggets. If y'all are not in there, you might want to check it out. And if this thing just sells off and sells off, then, I mean, I'm just going to have to monitor this. Because, see, this is, here's that midpoint of that discount wick right here. Here's that low, that's daily swing low. It very well just could keep going down into there. See, we traded right up into this fair value gap. If you were really bearish, I mean, this could have been an entry for you right there. Right in here, midpoint, dropping. Right through that weekly volume imbalance. I'm going to remove it because he's gone. Well, I know it's there, but we traded through it already. All right, so let's see what we got going on. Are we going to just keep dropping? All right. Hitting the midpoint of that discount wick right here. Like I say, I don't really have much of a reason for it to come up. But good morning, John. I'm going to call Chris Mr. Technical Difficulty. Points out all the technical stuff. You are 10 seconds ahead of my stream. I mean, yeah, usually the streams lag a little bit compared to real life. Morning, John. How are you normally behind my stream? That's what I'm wondering. All right. Patience, patience. Like I said, we're supposed to have 10 a.m. news. We're trading up into this fair value gap here. Let's see how we react. Here's the 15-second chart. Not considering this just yet because I'm not convinced we're going to keep going down. I mean, we could, but we hit the midpoint of that discount wick. It has a nice reaction to it. I would need it to trade below there, but I am not considering this yet because, like I said, I'm not really convinced just yet that we're going to keep going. And if you look at this leg right here, oh, that's the 50% right there. But we'll see if we head up a little higher, like a little OTE entry or something. But you got to be careful right now. Might be trying to form a 5-minute SIBI. So if we get this 5-minute SIBI here in the next 30 seconds, I'd be interested to see if it can hold price underneath it or if it creates an inversion there. Let's keep monitoring that. I just don't have a real strong reason for it to keep going down. I mean, really, I don't have strong reason either way right now. So, a little bit of smoothness up here, but like I said, it's nothing that I'm like yesterday, where yesterday we had that smoothness on the bottom. I was like, yeah, I'm sure we're going there. Today, it's like, okay, I can see price going up there. But it's not something where I'm like, yeah, we definitely need to go up there. Yeah, all pre-market, there was nice selling opportunities for sure. Max. John. $200 short, yep. All right, so this may be holding here. Got that 5-minute fair value gap, and it did tap right into it. Here would be a change in the state of delivery on the 15-second here. And if we're going to keep being bearish, we may continue down to that daily swing level. You can see on the 1 minute, the bodies really respected the midpoint of that fair value gap. Look at that. Hasn't closed below this bar yet. GC gold. Chris, you looking at gold too? Let's see here. About to be 950. I'm not going short yet because I'm not convinced of this. I'm just watching here. Look at this price action. We have 10 a.m. news, so just kind of hanging out here. Chris, I'm telling y'all, if you want to get bad subconscious muscle memory, listen to Chris. Telling you, it gets stuck in your subconscious. You play like that, you keep doing it. It's going to be stuck in your brain. You're not going to understand why you took trades. The brain is a powerful thing. Let's see. Look at this price action. And it may go down, but, man, this is something not very interested in. I am expecting it to come up higher though into here because I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what happens. This might be an inversion. But like I said, we have that 5-minute fair value gap as well right there. So I wouldn't be too eager to go long yet either. It's a little bit of a interesting area with that little initial sell-off. To be interested in longs, I mean, I like to see this become an inversion here, which it has now. And I do need to see a fair value gap up, but it's not just that, because we did have all this selling off here, which means we have multiple fair value gaps here that price, if it's going to be bearish overall, it very well could look to just kind of rebalance some of this by trading up through it and then continuing. Because like I say, I don't have a real strong reason to be bullish today other than the fact that it is Friday and we've been dropping all week. So when we drop all week, you at some point have to make a low, right, for the weekly profile and then make a close above that low. So the problem is that low can be formed at any time today. If it's going to be bearish, then that low can be formed later on in the afternoon. So if you look at the daily chart or daily candle right here, we did have an open and we had a high already. So that means we could be pushing down to make a low somewhere and then our close on the daily as well. So it may or may not, I mean, it might not even expand that much today. We'll see. But for me to really be okay with taking a long, I do need, well, two things. This 5-minute fair value gap right here that I marked in this like little lighter pinkish color, I do want to see price trade up through it. Like it doesn't have to become an inversion on the 5-minute, but I want to see price at least trade up and rebalance it. That's one. Number two, on the 15-minute chart here, I don't want to see this fair value gap form right here. Because if we get this 5 or 15-minute fair value gap right here, then I'll kind of need the same thing on that. I'll need it to really prove to me we're going to trade up and rebalance it. Otherwise, if it hangs out in this lower half, we may continue lower. And all it's doing right now is just kind of respecting the midpoint of that discount wick on the daily chart. So, and we only have 4.5 minutes, and this fair value gap will be formed on the 15-minute chart. So I'm watching that for sure. And like I say, we got 4 minutes. We have the consumer sentiment report, which should be a pretty decent mover. Or not necessarily meaning it's going to take off one way or the other, but basically it could, you know, have a little sporadic moment. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. If we slowly trade up here, let's see what happens. But like I say, right now, for the moment, for the morning session anyways, I'm leaning a little more bullish just because I have you know, a little bit of smoothness. We have the opening range gap here. There are some areas and reasons we could go up. So just be patient. And I don't think, you know, I wouldn't, if I do get into something, I'm not going to aim for, you know, a huge target. Y'all have some nice weekend plans at all? I have a birthday. My daughter turned 10 yesterday. 2 days ago now, actually. And that's my youngest. She turned 10. And so I have a birthday party with her tomorrow, Saturday. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have much going on tomorrow. Choctaw. How far of a drive is Choctaw for you, Chris? I went to Choctaw earlier this year for the first time when we drove to our national tournament for basketball. Nationals is in Missouri, so we drive through Oklahoma to get there, and we stopped at Choctaw to kind of split up the drive. About an hour and 10 minutes. Oh, that's not bad at all. Man, that's like just driving across town for me. All right, see, look at this. We have less than a minute now for news. But look how you see how we rebalanced this 5-minute fair value gap perfectly. We could drop now if we're going to be bearish. That's what I wanted to see. There's no fair value gap in here. You see this? We're just slowly creeping up. No fair value gaps. And we rebalanced this perfectly. Let's see. What's the high of this candle here? 0.4525. What's the low of this one? 0.4525. Literally perfect rebalancing right here. Can't make it up. The low that created the high of this fair value gap on the 5-minute is 0.40. You can look right up here where it says L. 0.45. 0.4525. The high of this candle right here. 0.4525. Like, that's a perfect rebalancing. Now that news just came out, creating, if this candle closes down, we're going to have a volume imbalance right there. So we'll see what we do. We are in this inversion. Let's see if we reclaim it. If we reclaim this, leaving this fair value gap, we're probably just going to head down. Raking leaves. Yeah, we don't. Our fall season over here, we don't really get a fall. We go from a little bit cooler to maybe freezing back to warm in the Houston area. All right, so look at this big volume imbalance. We are likely to come back up to that, maybe. Anytime you see a volume imbalance like that, you have to expect price could come back for it. But let's go ahead and mark this with the entire volume imbalance there. We rebalanced that 5-minute. I'm going to remove it so there's not a lot on my chart. Utah, nice, nice, nice. I've never been, but I've always wanted to go. So we still have 33 seconds for this fair value gap to form. This one is just pretty much reclaimed. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it, because all I care about now is really this one here. So we'll see if we get this one. If we pull back up into it, you do have to be careful with this volume imbalance, though, like I said, right here, because price could want to come all the way back up to that. This is where that 15-second chart might come in real handy here. So now we got the fair value gap there. So I can go down to my 15-second. And let's see. Let's see if we come back up into it. But like I said, I would not be surprised if it came all the way back up to here, to this higher one. Volume balance. 0.18. So first, number one, with this 15-second entry model, you need to come back into it. Now you need to look for a change in the state of delivery. And what I did yesterday, so I did notice when I went back yesterday and look at my trade, there's one thing that I missed that probably could have kept me in my trade. I'll explain that here in a minute. Because I stayed, if y'all remember, I got in the trade and I stayed on the 15-second chart. But when I went back to the 1-minute chart, while I was in a trade, a new SIBI, fair value gap, formed. And I didn't realize it. If I saw that new one formed, I could have actually stayed in that trade, kept my stop where it was and stayed in it and felt more comfortable. All right, so let's see if we break this low here. And I'll probably short it. Yep, I'm going short here. Like I said, though, there is a risk of it coming up to this volume imbalance. And actually, I'm just going to go right back down to this discount low. Because like I said, I don't want, I'm taking this low right here. Because I don't want to expect a huge move today. Or a really big move. All right, hitting back right there. I still have a decent sized stop, though, because let's go back to my 1 minute so I don't miss anything. I have just shy of a 40-point target here. Because see here, this is what I'd miss if I'm looking only at the 15-second chart. Potential fair value gap form here, which gives me, more confidence to not need to move my stop too soon. Now, once we get close to this discount wick again, though, the midpoint of it, I will go to break even just in case if it rejects there. All right, we got this little fair value gap, so it could pull back up into it. My stop should be safe. Unless it doesn't want to go bearish, but we'll see here. I'm just going to sit here and let it work. And whatever happens, happens. Now, like I say, though, once we get down here, we get pretty close. Like taking these lows, I will go to break even just in case. See how it's kind of struggling, but I don't see a reason why I don't need to come all the way up here. Maybe later come after that volume imbalance, but I think we're pretty good right now. All right, I'm going to break even now just in case because we're pretty close. And if it really struggles, you can close it out, but I think we get to it and through it just like that. Just like that. Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful trade there. All because of the 15-second confirmation, y'all. I'm telling you, this is golden. Will. All credit to Will. All credit to Will. Like, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And, hey, it might keep going. It might hit that daily low down there, that swing low I mentioned. But for me today, I didn't have strong targets. Y'all see how price action was. And I told you from the get-go, if I take a trade, I'm probably not going to aim for too much. So, hey, if it keeps going, I don't care. So, all good, y'all. Hey, so I do have to hop off here for an early stream. But thanks for joining me today. If y'all don't mind, hit that like button. I'll be back Monday. I hope y'all have a great weekend. And I don't mean to run, but I do have a lot going on today, so I do have to hop off. But jump in my Discord. It's in the link. Jump in my Discord. I check in there throughout the day. You know, we have great conversations. So thanks, everybody. I should make more videos about. Hey, John, I do want to make some videos about the 15-second chart because I really do think it's game changer. But anyways, all right, y'all. Have a great weekend. I'll see y'all next week, and trade well, everybody. Take care.